In this video, we are going to be taking a look at how you can set up appointment slots or set up your calendar so people can schedule time with you. I'm here in my Google Calendar right now, and you'll notice that there's these little lines that come at the bottom or at the edge of each of the days on the week view when I'm in my calendar. Each of these opens up to a booking page, and I want to show you what it looks like first before I show you how to do it. So I'm going to click on that little piece that you see there, and I'm going to open up my booking pages, and I have two set up. Hopefully you only have to do one, but you'll see that when you open up that link or that spot within the calendar, I can see a little booking page that I have for a 30-minute or a 60-minute. Until you build one, that little line on your calendar won't show up. But I want to show you how you can create these calendars. So let's go back into my calendar here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click anywhere on the calendar. So let's just open up to a spot um, that doesn't have anything in it. And I'm going to click on appointment schedule. Now what I can do is I can create a new bookable appointment schedule that I can share. So I'm actually going to click on that link here. And what it's going to do is it's going to show me how. So I want you to see what this page looks like because it's going to walk you through it. So after this video is done, if you have more questions, this is a great place for you to take a peek and learn how to do it. So you'll see that in the directions, it says to open your Google Calendar in the top left, click the plus, and then you're going to create an appointment schedule. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go over back to my calendar, and I'm going to click on the little plus that I see in the top left-hand corner, and I'm going to create an appointment schedule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this an example name, and then I'll delete it out so I don't have it because I already have two calendars set up. But let's say I want to set up a booking calendar for Lori's booking calendar. And I want each of the time slots, let's say, to be 15 minutes. Whatever amount of time you need, that's what we're going to click. And then what you're going to do is create the days and hours that you're available. So let's say you work 9 to 5, you can keep it as is. But for me, I work 7:30, let's say to 4, and I can do this for each of the days so that all of the days have 7:30 to 4. If I want to set it up that that's what I'm going to have, I can do that. I can also say, you know what, I could do bookings every day, but I don't want any on Friday. I can just click the little line and it'll take it away. So all I did was click the little line and it takes it away. If I want to change it, I can click that plus and add time back in. All right, so I've got my weekly ones that I'm going to have for those time slots. I've put in the times. I'm going to keep scrolling down on this window that's open on the left here. And then what I'm going to do is click the little down arrow again. And what it's doing is it's saying, here's your schedule window. You can limit the time range that appointments can be booked. So I can say available now, or I can have this start at a different date, whatever I want it to be. I can also put the maximum amount of time ahead of time that the booking can happen. So maybe I want it to be at least 2 days before, so I know that the day before my schedule is set. And then I can limit the amount of time before an appointment can start that can be booked. So maybe I want this to be 6 hours or whatever it happens to be. You can choose how you're going to organize your scheduling window. Below the scheduling window, you would now have the adjusted availability. So let's say typically these are the times that you're available, but you know coming up you have a date that you can't do. So let's say I couldn't do December 2nd. I'm just going to change that so it says, nope, I'm not available on that day. Below the adjusted availability, I have booked appointment settings. Here's where I'm going to be able to say, you know what, I need a buffer time between. So for me, I travel from building to building. So I might say I need half an hour between each of the time slots. So that way I can make sure that I have time to get wherever it is I have to go. You might not need that much time, but you can choose how many minutes you'd like. You could also maximize how many bookings per day. So let's say you only want 4 bookings per day. I'm able to do that by maximizing that information within my booking settings. Below the booking settings, I have the calendars checked for availability. Here I can say, let's say we have more than one calendar. So for me, I have 4. So I'm going to check on all of those before people can actually sign up with me. That way, if I put something on a calendar on a certain day, I can do that. If you only have one calendar, don't worry about that. Underneath the color, you can choose how you want to organize them. I have all of my colors color coordinated to what I do on different days. So maybe I want all of these to come through as meetings. So they're all going to be this teal color. I can do anything along those lines. So I've done the first part right now. I've booked, name my calendar. I've decided the appointment time slots, how long they're going to be, decided when they're going to repeat. I've organized my scheduling window, my availability, my settings, and how it can check for those availabilities. So if this is something you want to set up, you might want to pause the video, go through and do this part, or at least go back and do the steps with me. If you do get stuck, you're going to click take a tour at the top, and it's going to walk you through this as well. All right, let me click the next button at the bottom of my screen to continue on though. So I still have this booking calendar title at the top, but now I have a new down arrow that I can add. I can put change my photo and my name. That tends to correlate with how you are signed into your Google account, so I'm not going to change that. The location and conferencing, I can choose whether or not it's always going to be a Google Meet, it's always going to be in person, a phone call, or we're going to specify that later. You don't have to put something in there, but for me, let's say I know I'm always going to be doing these virtual or in person rather, whatever I want to do, I can change that. So right now I have the Google Meet link that's going to create one or generate one every time somebody books. In the description, I'm going to kind of give them the information as far as what I expect to happen. So it's just going to give me some details. You might say, please make sure to fill out, these things, or give me this information. You choose what goes in this box. And then beneath the description, you have the ability to do the booking form. So for me, I have first name, last name, email address. I can add items in. So I can say I want their phone number, or I can do a custom item and then write something in. And I'm going to show you what I have on each of mine so you can see that information. I can click require email verification, so they have to be signed into their Google account in order to book with me. And then the final arrow here is this down arrow where I can allow for a calendar invitation, so it shows up on their calendar, and then an email reminder so they know we're having this happen. And I can choose whether that's 1 day before, 10 minutes before, half an hour before, whatever works for you. You could add as many reminders as you want. Once you click save, this becomes part of your booking page. So I'm going to click on my booking pages here. So now you're going to see the one I just created, which I'm going to delete out, and these other two that I have on here. So let's take a look at one of these just so you can see what they look like, and I'll delete that one later. So let's look at my Queensberry one. With my Queensberry one, when I click in, I can see the dates that I'm available. Now I'm in Queensberry Wednesdays and Thursdays, so you're only seeing those dates show up on this calendar for the bookings. And let's say somebody came in and clicked on 8 a.m. on the 6th. They're going to get the contact info is going to start to auto generate with their information, but then these are the boxes that I did. So these were the custom boxes I built: building and grade, topic, and then the actual start and stop times, because we know in schools nothing starts at the hour. It's going to be 8:03 to 8:42 or something like that, and then they're going to click book. Once they book, it's going to show up on their calendar and it's going to show up on mine. Just to show you another one, this is my BOCES one. Up at the top, you're going to see that this is the details that I put in for this one. So I just said, thank you for booking with me. Please give me your actual start and end times, email, and whether you want to meet in person or Google Meet for a meeting. So I'm asking them more specifics. So now if I go to a date that has some times on it, again, when I click on that time slot, the beginning is going to be filled out. Any of the custom boxes that I requested are going to show up in that area. And then when I click book, like I said, they're going to get a calendar invite and it'll show up on your calendar as well. What it looks like as far as from the other person's perspective is pretty similar to what you're going to see on yours. It's just going to get rid of that share button at the top. But if I go back into my view and I click on share, I'm able to give them a single booking page or all of my booking pages. So if I have multiple ones, I can click that link and then I share that with somebody so that they have access. They cannot see anything on your calendar. They can just book a time that shows up as available within your booking page. So that is really how to set up your booking pages and how to organize them so it works for you. If you have any questions, I'm Lori Guion. You can reach me at lguyon at wishmeBOCES.org.